The following is an issue that will show that many students at Emery High aren't as prepared as they should be in their literacy journey when going to college. I chose to focus on this because my friend who's about to go into her senior year of high school has stated how she feels as though she's not prepared enough writing-wise for college. And the fact that this is something that affects everyone is why I'm choosing to discuss it. The students of Emery High are affected because it's directly impacting their learning and how impactful their learning should be. I was directly showing my friend how much writing we are doing for the class college composition and the anti-racist academic identity at the University of California, Berkeley. And she stated that the amount we do for high school and the work-wise is not nearly as much as we should be doing. This isn't helping us prepare for college at our literacy level. An issue that I'll be showcasing is the fact that most incoming college students and or upperclassmen at Emery High School are not prepared for college at a literacy level at Emery High School. The stakeholders are students at Emery High, students that have graduated from Emery High, and the teachers and admin who are currently teaching at the Emery Unified School District. This issue is currently occurring in Oakland, California, and I would send this to peers who are soon to be college students and or seniors this coming year. Admin, the school board, and the Emery Unified School District. The rhetorical genre is instructional. It will address the issue to our audience, which is immensely beneficial to everyone involved. Jennifer Quintana is a student from Emery High School and will graduate in 2024. She currently enjoys doing makeup and learning new things, pursuing a career and being an attorney in college. This interview is going to show how she personally feels about the literacy aspect at Emery High School. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Quintana. I am an incoming junior at Emery Secondary.
How prepared do you feel about literacy as your journey for college and beyond?
To be completely honest with you, I feel like I haven't been prepared enough for the next big step, and that they could and they should teach us a bit more.
How's Emery High helped your literacy skills?
Emery High has helped my literacy skills by being able to set aside time for reading, which is really important, whether it's like independent reading or reading aloud, being able to take turns reading, an equal, making sure everyone gets equal turns, which is really helpful. Another thing that is really helpful, as for writing, I would say, like, for example, essays, we plan before, so our teachers really help me um, be able to plan out my essay, kind of like an essay outline.
Yeah.
Also being able to do like group activities, which is a big part because we love to work in a community. So making sure that I get the feedback that I need for my work and my writing.
If there was one thing you could change about the Emery High literacy curriculum, what would it be?
One thing that I would probably change is our literacy is very repetitive. So I think maybe once in a while changing it up wouldn't hurt.
Emery High has prepared you as much as it should have before college literacy.
Like I said, I think we could learn more. I like I said, I feel as though we haven't learned enough, and that there is more to learn that the teachers can give to us. Yeah.
Is there any additional information you'd like to add?
So personally, I really love to write, and I love to read as well. Sometimes when it comes to reading at school, the books that they give to us aren't very interesting to me personally. But I like to read.
Thank you for being here and making the time. It was great hearing about your experiences.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
I chose Jennifer because of her background at Emery Secondary and the fact that she's been going to the school for longer than I can count. I'm glad I chose Jennifer Quintana because she provided a viewpoint which others haven't dealt with and couldn't provide, which made her a great candidate for this interview. Aramari Agredano was junior class president this previous school year, but now from 2022 to 2023, she'll be the senior class president, which just shows how dedicated she is to Emery High School and the amount of work she's put into it for herself and others. She's someone who's willing to do well and is trying to get into a great college, which correlates with why her literacy is something to be nervous about, like most of us. This interview is going to showcase how she personally feels about the literacy aspect at Emery High School. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Ada Maria Gredano. I am a senior at Emery Secondary School.
How prepared do you feel about the literacy as your journey for college and beyond?
If I'm being honest, I don't feel that prepared.
Understandable.
Yeah, definitely the English classes from our high school are not, I feel that they're not preparing us enough for what we need to expect in college. So I don't feel as college ready.
Yeah.
I think I should be.
How has Emery High School helped your literacy skills?
I would say that Emery's helped me boost my literacy skills by definitely boosting my self-confidence. Previous teachers, they've made it pretty clear to me that I'm a strong writer and I do have the capability of writing very greatly. And I do say that they boosted my confidence a lot in literacy. So I do feel pretty strong about my writing.
If there was one thing you could change about the Emery High literacy curriculum, what would it be?
It would probably be a more structured and planned out curriculum. Because definitely with this last year, I felt that a lot of the topics we covered were like disconnected and we normally just hopped like from one to another and they didn't really connect with each other and they seemed so not similar in a way.
Do you think any of it has to do with COVID related or?
I would assume yes. I've already had this discussion with other people and definitely will have to say that I can't be too hard on it because everybody struggled during the pandemic, including teachers. So like trying to get back into it in the year, obviously there should have been no high expectations, but just speaking from being a junior, it was difficult and I don't feel as though I learned a lot in English that year as I should have.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it just felt like a repeat of freshman year and sophomore year, just in junior year. Like I wasn't challenged as much as I felt I should have been.
Do you feel Emery High has prepared you as much as it should have before college literacy?
No, I do not. Like I said before, I felt like this year was just a repeat from the 2 previous years. And as a student, as a writer, English-wise, I didn't feel as challenged as I should have been. I do know that I'm probably going to struggle when I become a freshman in college next year and I'm asked to write like a pretty lengthy paper because I have never really been asked to write a large paper, maybe like 3 pages about the max that I've done or 4, but that's about it. And junior year, it didn't consist of that. Like there was no actual like pages, like an essay, we would be asked to write an essay when it was just like a paragraph or something like that. But in a way, I feel like it did because for PIQs, when we start applying, you know how it's like 350 words max. So like definitely that part, I think it did prepare me a little bit for the applying part. But then when it comes to like actual assignments, like writing papers, I don't feel prepared.
Do you have anything else to add on to about or unprepared you may feel?
I guess one thing about myself is I do know I'm a strong writer and I do have that. I know I have the capability of, you know, writing pretty good, but I just don't feel as though school has prepared me enough as much as it should have. But yeah, that's about it.
Thank you for your time. I chose Adamari because she provides a different perspective in which I'm unable to provide. She's also had to perform many presentations, which just shows that she has the characteristics to perform these types of tasks. Her insights have been extremely informative, and the way she approaches the questions are very thorough. Mehek was senior class president this previous school year at Emery High School, but now from 2022 to 2023, she'll be going to the University of Santa Cruz and pursuing a major in the sciences. She's someone who's been outgoing and cares about her literacy through her high school and future college years. This is something that's important for her and correlates with how she'll perform in college. This interview is going to showcase how she feels about the literacy aspect at Emery High School. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Mehek. I used to go to Emery, and I was part of the graduating class of 2022. So recently graduated. Go. And I think you mentioned this, but I'm going to UC Santa Cruz. Those banana slugs.
Okay, so to start off our interview, the first question I'd be asking is, how prepared do you feel about literacy as your journey for college and beyond?
Okay. Wow. Dude, honestly, I don't think on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being like nada, not at all, and then 10 being like, oh, I'm so ready, blah, blah, blah. I would say maybe like a 4. Don't feel ready because Emory, it's such a small school. It's an extremely small high school, and they can give out only so much work that's appropriate. They can't obviously give out like 10-page long essays for, I don't know, book or something. That wouldn't work out because the classes are what, like 20 students, maybe even less.
Yeah.
So I'm not, especially I have this orientation that I'm doing, and it was like it was asking, have you seen papers like this in your high school? And they were like 20 long. I don't feel ready at all, but I am trying. I'm using the summer as what's it called? As a way to get in some practice before there. But luckily, colleges, they do understand that, and they do provide the resources.
The second question is, how has Emory High helped your literacy skills?
Emery actually has an ELD program, and I was in it. So if you speak 2 languages or more, they put you in that program to make sure that like the work that's being given outside of ELD is you're understanding it, it's appropriate for you, it's you're on top of it and everything. And I was only there for 1 semester, but it was very helpful. The teachers were super nice, and also a downside of Emory might be that we definitely don't get that workload, but we have the teacher support because it's such a small school. Everyone knows each other, and the teachers are more than willing to have office hours. So TAs are there, and sometimes we even get college tutors, which is amazing. It's very helpful.
Yeah. Next question. If there was one thing you could change about the Emory High School literacy curriculum, what would it be?
Uh, yeah. I would say, okay, don't give 10-page long essays because unless it's like a huge project for the end of the year. But maybe like 1 page long, something a bit more to ease you into the college workload instead of getting like 20 8-page long essay about Fahrenheit 451 or something like that, like wait, 415 or 51?
415.
Yeah. Yeah. But just a bit more like that, or maybe providing an extra class, maybe an AP class, for those who do want to challenge themselves a bit. I think that would be helpful. But what do I
Last question. Do you feel Emory High has prepared you as much as it should have before college literacy?
No. I don't want to hate on Emery. It was great. It was great. They did as much as they could. But there's always room for improvement. They could have done a bit more. I personally don't feel prepared, and it's kind of stressing me out seeing like other events. Yeah, because part of that orientation program, we can see how other students experience. Like they're more used to it, and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna struggle. Like, I'm definitely gonna struggle, but
for sure.
I'm trying to get more practice in. I'm trying to see what the average workload is, and luckily colleges nowadays are more, and they understand that, and they give out so many more resources. So that's good, but I'm still very nervous.
That's understandable. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, of course. I chose Mehek because she is someone who I know will thoroughly answer the questions and provide an insightful perspective on her part. She is also a reliable source because of her background due to the resources she's attained over time. This interview was something I was greatly looking forward to, which was executed in a grateful manner. As I'm concluding, and as they've stated, students have stated that they feel unprepared at a literacy level due to not having some of the capacity of work that they do in college. This puts them at a personal disadvantage. Thank you for listening to this documentary made by Kanika Bhatia.